Day 8, Argentina against Croatia. Argentina, the two-time winner, 17-time finalists and beaten finalists at the 2014 World Cup, found themselves in the unexpected predicament of really needing to defeat Croatia, who themselves, with a victory, would proceed to the second round. As ever, the attention was to be on the mercurial captain Lionel Messi, one of the greatest players to ever play the game. The pressure was on him to perform as well as deliver. Argentina were very much hoping for a repeat of the 1-0 victory over Croatia at the 1998 World Cup in France. Interestingly, Croatia have been defeated by in all 4 games against South American opposition. Brazil twice, 1-0 in 2006, and then in 2014, as well as Ecuador in 2002. The watching public were expecting a game that could had the potential to match the game between Portugal and Spain. The arena was very much hoping for something in a similar vein. For Argentina, 3 changes were made: Mercado, Perez and Acuna, as there was also a change of formation. For Croatia, Krajinovic was replaced by Brozovic. The striker like Kalinic, for refusing to appear as a substitute against Nigeria, had been sent home. So to the match, Croatia hit first as Argentina were all over the place. Perisic breaking in on the left, his low drive, touched for a corner by Caballero. Nothing much of Argentina early on, as Croatia were the more active and more effective on the wings. Argentina eventually finally got into the fray, with Messi a touch away from a vital connection on goal, and Lovren's made a very vital block required as Meza smashed in on goal. Tempos rose with Modric and Perez suffering under rough challenges. This in the centre of the field. Nerves were very evident in Argentina's defence, as they almost got caught overplaying, and they were taking very unnecessary risks in their defence. Croatia were certainly looking more threatening still and fluent, as Argentina hadn't settled. They were it's all very scrappy and sloppy from the South Americans. And then the miss of the game, as Croatia's defence, there was chaos ensued in Croatia's defence, and which went AWOL. Perez, with virtually an open goal, was to put the ball wide of the post, following, so now it was no evidence as well in both sides. It continued as Mandzukic became wasteful at the other end. Unmarked, unchallenged, he sent his headed attempt yards out, wide of the goal. It was explicable. And then a few ferocious challenges, like following Rebrick, involved in both. Fortunately, he was very fortunate to get only a yellow card instead of a tackle which looked a possible red. Interestingly, Rebrick had been dismissed by the official at the last World Cup. It was it was a game. First half was certainly lacking quality, but somewhat absorbing, and it was intriguing, and it would be interesting to see how it would play in the second half. There was not enough seen of Lionel Messi, as Croatia had shaded it. There was a pace like to the restart, and the onus certainly on Argentina to really press on Croatia's goal. But then an awful goalkeeper mistake by Caballero would gift Croatia the lead. His attempted dink of the ball over the attacker aiming to find his colleague, ended in disaster as he merely teed the ball up for Rebrick to fire sweetly over his head. He showed great technique and kept his eye on the ball, and Argentina were in disarray. Aguero, who had earlier just had a chance, a few moments earlier, a good turn and a low shot, found him safe, replaced by Higuain, as Pavon was soon also on the field, and the goal scorer soon followed as he was taken off in place of one of his own colleagues. And Argentina fans were certainly most Argentina fans sat in stunned silence as Sampaio trudged up and down the line looking for a saviour. Argentina then started to step it up and almost carved out an equaliser. A good save from Meza's effort, with Rakitic on standby to sweep the ball away just as Messi swarmed in to finish. It was Rakitic again down the other end with a fantastic pass from Mandzukic, the effort striking the side netting. Tackles were flying everywhere, with Modric clattered twice, firstly by Mascherano. 20 minutes remained. It was ominous for Argentina now. Frustrations and desperations evident. Messi unable to produce anything as Croatia looked very capable of extending their lead. Tensions everywhere as Argentina sought their way back into the match. But then that all came undone as Luka Modric, with a truly outstanding strike from distance, curling the ball wide of Caballero. It was almost over. It was almost over. The end drew near for Argentina as the Croatians celebrated in the crowd. Rakitic, earlier assaulted, almost took retribution with the free kick. The effort come crashing off the bar. Argentina were a sorry state, to see this this great footballing nation in total tatters, totally broken. Their star performer, totally a forlorn figure. It was painful. It didn't end there, as Rakitic dug the final nail in the coffin, side footing to give a conclusive scoreline victory for Croatia of 3-0, confirming their passage into the second round, leaving Argentina's own fate lingering in the balance. It had been the worst start for Argentina since 1974, the first time they had lost in the group stages since 2002. For Croatia, it was their first back-to-back victory since 1998. They were well on their way, and Argentina, for them, it looked ominous.